Do 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 do. Vegan prepper. Do 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 do. Vegan prepper. We are at the cabin and it's absolutely beautiful. So tonight we're just going to do very simple bean dias instead of quesadillas. We just brought ourselves a can of refried beans, which once it's spread out over the tortillas ends up being enough for us. So we have gone through maybe about half of the can for 5 so far, and then we'll probably do at least another 3 or 4 in the 1 can. Along with the tortillas will cover us for dinner, and we also have a whole bunch of, you know, veggies and other snacks. But let me show you, I guess, what the, you know, like what tortillas we brought and all of that. We are needing to cook them in this little convection oven because there's not a pot that's really appropriate, but also we don't have any oil. So that was like, I didn't think about that until after we left. Like, oh yeah, probably a little oil for some quesadillas with pans that are not our normal pans would be nice. But anyway, and it's not even like, anyway, there's not even a big enough skillet. So it's all good. We're roughing it a little bit, but I did bring my parchment paper because we were going to do some baked tofu. And anyway, we're going to need to flip these, but we've got Ezekiel Tortillas. So these are this just insanely super nutritious tortillas all by themselves. And then we also did grab some of these cashew cheese dairy shred things from Trader Joe's to put in some of them. But that is also because we're having chili one night. So I guess I will show that at some point. What's going on? Hello. So we're just enjoying herself. So someone's getting hurt. That's how it goes. Okay. All right. So we're going to do that. And then there's literally no Wi-Fi, no cell signal. Like they say, we've got a Wi-Fi thing, but it's spotty. And that means
non-existent.
Like really, it's like a spot maybe of the day will be Wi-Fi, but I'm fine. So we did bring some board games we're gonna play. We're playing Star Flex tonight. There's a lovely little fireplace. Anyway, this place is just gorgeous. We're in our happy place. Well, I'm in my happy place 100%. I don't know how everybody else feels, but I'm pretty happy. So anyway, all right, we're gonna go ahead and get on with our evening. Breakfast will basically just be an oatmeal bar. Everyone will put whatever they want into their oats. That's what we got. That is coconut sugar, in case anybody's wondering what is that. So, yep. All right, this is how you cut a banana for oatmeal. And I'm not gonna show in the pot because it's too far away. Basically, if you kind of stick your finger in, the banana will split into 3 sections. And you just chop, and you've got sections for your oatmeal, and then you just sort of keep going. The whole thing will split, and you don't have to. I've seen people like cut across and then try to cut banana slices, and it's like, this is all you have to do, and it will split all the way down. I discovered that. Well, I know I'm not the first person to know that bananas split to 3 sections, but I personally discovered it chopping bananas for one of my kids, and I can't remember which one. And they kept splitting into 3 sections, and then it was like, hey, those just split perfectly. But now I have these perfect little banana dices to put into my oatmeal. So anyway, that's it. Here we go. Yum, yum, yum. Well, this is mine, so other people made theirs. Their bowls don't look as yummy as mine. I guess it's not true. Oh, this is Elliot's bowl, partly eaten. He likes to mix his chocolate in.
I added too much water.
Yeah, but like, why do you mix it? It needs to
because the chocolate just sits on top, and then you get chocolate for like 10 seconds. If it's mixed throughout the entire bowl, you get chocolate in every bite.
But then you get like these heavenly goops of chocolate when you take your bite.
For 5 seconds.
Oatmeal is like a serious thing in this house.
Sleep all night. Now it is day. The sun is up. Now is the time for all dogs to get up. Get up. It's day time.
That is my view. It's pretty great. Oh my gosh, I'm like living my dream right now. But yeah, I'm coming out here. I'm going to read a book, drink some coffee. I am having some coffee right now. It's the perfect kind of crispy chill weather for it. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm just kind of flabbergasted at how beautiful it is. Plants everywhere. The plants are like driving me crazy. Here, look over there. I don't know if you can see it. All these white flowers right here. That is an entire field patch of yarrow just growing. Like, it's not even a big deal for yarrow to just be growing on the ground. Like yarrow, plantain, mullein. So yeah, I'm absolutely going to do a little bit of wild crafting while I am here. But yeah, these are plants I don't have access to down in Phoenix, but it's just everywhere. Like, you're walking, the whole ground is carpeted with yarrow. And again, yeah, plantain and the mullein. There's a huge patch of mullein up one of the little ways over here. There's like a little way that goes to this little island on a little lake, and that little spot is completely covered in mullein. So I guess mullein must like really wet ground. But yeah, it's just beautiful. I'm so happy right now. Bees going around, but I see things like this, honestly, the ground completely full of weeds, basically. which are so powerfully medicinal, so incredibly helpful to us, meet so many of our needs just with, again, just these weeds that carpet the ground. And I think of nettles too, although I haven't seen any nettles. I've never seen nettles out here in Arizona. It's not to say that it's impossible, that they absolutely don't grow, but I just have never seen them. But even still, weeds like that. And again, how powerfully medicinal and nutritious and helpful they are. And I just fall in love with God, like over and over and over again. And last night we got to see the stars, and it was so clear. I'm tearing up, like, because this is the stuff. It makes me it makes me sad, of course, personally, because this is what I want so bad for my life, you know, to be more connected to nature, to be more out of the city. I think a lot of people want that. That's definitely not an uncommon dream for those of us who are in the city. But last night, seeing the stars, and I could not get my camera to be focused on it at all. I don't have a good enough camera. But you see, it was so clear. Also tomorrow, oh no, actually today is a new moon. So there's no moon in the sky either. So the amount of stars that we're seeing is just, it's unreal. It's incredible. And you can see the arm of the Milky Way arching across the sky. You can follow it from one point on the horizon to the other. Just like a big rainbow, but it's the arm of the Milky Way. And I got to show that to Elliot. I'm not sure if Thad has never seen it before, but my son Elliot, he's 16. And I told him, that's not a cloud. That's our galaxy. And he was like, oh, like he couldn't believe it. And just standing out there and staring up at all of those stars, again, like the weeds on the ground and the stars in the sky. And it's like, we don't have access to these things, you know, like in the city, we can't see the stars at night. And it's not something that we think about a lot, I guess, but every single time, I tell you what, every time I get to a place where I can see stars at night, that's like the first thing I go out and do is as soon as it's dark, I'm like, I'm going out, I'm going to look at some stars. And it's like we've lost access to some of the most simple, free, completely free, beautiful, beautiful things that have been provided to us. And again, medicine literally covers the ground. And I don't know. It's like the world really is abundantly provided. Like we're abundantly provided for. Granted, it's a bit of a positive thing. I say that because we brought food with us and all. I get it. Okay. I get that surviving in the wilderness is not easy, but you know, with just a few innovations, right? A little bit of farming here, a little bit of storage stuff there, you know, we can have plenty. There's plenty all around us. And anyway, it's a good reminder. Maybe there's not plenty where we are, like in the city, but even in the city, you know, my backyard is full of common mallow and chickweed and other kinds of, you know, yummy rocket or wild mustard, things like that, things that are also medicinal. But yeah, it's like, I think what we're lacking most, all of this is my very roundabout way of saying, I think the thing that we lack most is knowledge. Because probably, and not that I'm so great, but you know, herbalism is my passion. And a lot of people would probably be walking around out here having absolutely no idea about what is under their feet. You know, if you get a spider bite, you know, just grab the plantain, put it on there. If you get a cut that won't stop bleeding, grab the yarrow, put it on there. Like, people don't know these things. We don't know these things anymore. But anyway, hopefully all of us can find the space and the place to pursue our dreams. And yeah, it's kind of what's on my mind right now. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna read my book and enjoy this coffee and this view. And just thinking about how good God is. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it. The can openers are terrible. So thankfully we've got multi-tools.
Right?
Anyway, this is just a really good chili we get. All of the ingredients appear to be vegan at Trader Joe's. So it's delicious. We genuinely love this. And yeah, so we're gonna have a few cans of that plus some brown rice pasta cooked up. And that will be our lunch.
Right.
And now Thad is learning to use the can opener on the multi-tool.
Okay.
I'm eating an apple.
Let's take little bites. Go too big, then it will leave a little perforated edge.
Yep. It's time consuming, but effective.
Cool.
There you go.
Okay, anyways.
We got our mosquito repellent here. They're pretty bad out here on a lake. But we were just sort of talking today because it's a really small town up here. You grew up, not here, but in small town, northern Arizona.
Yeah.
That was where you grew up. And sort of talking about the feeling of being home here. Anyway, I don't know. I just like say, like, as you were saying, you've lived in the city for like 20 years now, but being in that little country store we were in today sort of felt like home.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, because you would think at some point I'd become a city boy after doing city life for 20 plus years. But yeah, sitting out here on a porch in the forest and being in a little store full of ranchers and cowboys and people buying guns, and it's just like my people. You know? And it's funny because I don't agree with everything that they do. Obviously, I'm not a hunter anymore. I used to be. I totally relate to those people because of my history. I don't know. I think that's part of the beauty of the way life is supposed to be. It's like we can disagree with people. We can not be exactly the same, but we can still like understand each other. And still get along and still feel comfortable around each other, because I know that they don't necessarily understand all of my choices, and you know, I don't necessarily agree with all theirs, but I don't fault them, and I don't have hard feelings towards them. I don't know. I think we've gotten to a point where when people disagree with us, we have hard feelings, and I don't know. It's just nice to be able to just get along with people no matter what. I feel like small town is like, I don't know, people just kind of get along. Maybe it's because you have to. You're stuck close to everybody all the time. Better figure out how to get along, or else it's gonna be really annoying. But yeah, it's just nice getting out of the city and yeah, just feeling at home.
Did you feel like these are your people?
Yeah. I feel like I get them a lot more than I get city folk. Nice. Bird talking to us there. It's just a bird, honey.
Yeah, it's a bird, sweetheart. It's a loud bird.
But yeah, I feel like the small town people are my people. I have never really adjusted to city life.
Do you think, or because you were talking, like you say, like you feel like they're your people, but even though you might not fit with them anymore.
Yeah. It is funny. I'm sure that they don't think that I'm one of their people. But I don't know. I guess, I don't know. I feel like country people, they grow up differently. You know, they grow up being taught respect for their elders, respect for other people. I know that that's not always 100% the case, but like, I grew up in this time in this place where if an adult told you to do something, then you did it. And you didn't talk back, and you just respected people. And we've tried really hard to raise our kids that same way, where respecting people is of the utmost importance. We don't get to treat people badly. It's not okay. But yeah, just feeling, being in a place where I don't fit in anymore, and feeling like I still fit in. Just feel comfortable. I don't know.
But why, I guess specifically, why would you not fit in? Mainly the vegan thing. It's like, you know, obviously a rancher is not going to understand totally where I'm coming from, you know. You know, going into the hunting section of the store, it's like, I mean, I grew up around that stuff, so I still think it's cool. I mean, I think all the gadgets are neat. I mean, I don't want to use them for their intended purpose, but, you know, I like guns, and you know, I like being around them, and I like being around gun people. So. But I know that's not like a standard vegan thing, obviously. It's really not.
So,
but it's like because we were talking to, like, it's a weird feeling, because yeah, I don't know, I wasn't exactly the same, but like I grew up in Texas. There's a lot of stuff there where like adults, if you said, some adult asked you a question and the answer was yes, and you said yeah, that was like the end of the world. Like it was yes ma'am, or yes sir, no ma'am, no sir. Like you're exactly like you're talking about, the respect and that sense of, I don't know, community or whatever. Yeah, and so it's just interesting, like that whole thing where, you know, we can see what the stereotypes of vegans are, and we see all the ways we don't fit that. And I'm with you. Like I feel a lot more at home in that little country store with those people in their cowboy hats, and I feel a lot more at home there than I do in, you know, vegan restaurant. It's just,
I feel like I stand out like a sore thumb in a vegan restaurant. I don't know why. I mean, it's not like I have a former hunter badge stuck on my head or something. It's just like, yeah, I just look around and I don't relate to anybody in there. I appreciate that we have, you know, the same value for animals, but that's mostly where the similarities end.
right.
So
It's very, yeah, it is very interesting navigating those kind of strange, almost opposing worlds, and how they find a home in us. It's just weird. But yeah, I'm with you. I feel like I relate more to these people. Maybe it's because the root values usually are very much the same. Like you were talking about respect and all that, and God and country and those kinds of things. Like we still absolutely have those values, but you know, we grew up, we learned things, we changed our minds about things.
You okay, sweetheart?
Oh yeah, she took a little tumble.
You're okay, you just heard a lot.
Sage is... Yeah, she took a little tumble. She's just here playing. She's having so much fun. She's an outdoor girl through and through. But yeah, I guess maybe it's because we feel like we have more in common values-wise with a lot of those people.
Yeah.
It's interesting, yeah. Okay. Guess we could stop. She's having the time of her life. I think so are we. We're having a good time too. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful here. Oh, I don't want to go back. Okay, we are preparing to do our baked tofu cubes and mashed potatoes. And yeah, that's what we're doing now. There they go. This is our standard recipe. They're just covered with liquid aminos and nutritional yeast. We will see how they do. I am in an unfamiliar kitchen, unfamiliar equipment, and we'll just see how everything turns out. It's hard to get these wrong. Even if they're not quite as crisp or baked as we normally like them, they will still be absolutely delicious. There's something about that combination of the liquid aminos and the nutritional yeast that's just ridiculously delicious. I've tried so many different kinds of flavors, from barbecue to teriyaki to, I don't know, so many other flavors I have tried for our baked tofu, and we just keep coming back to this combination over and over again. It's just simply the best.
Alright, Sage, honey, come here. You don't have to be down in the bathtub, but I want you to see something. Your ear.
All right, dinner is the baked tofu cubes and just instant mashed potatoes with just like soy milk and water and a broth cube is how I flavored those. And then the tofu cubes are really salty and they will kind of flavor everything. And then just salad greens and apples with, I think they're doing sweet and sour sauce. We sort of just brought our spare condiment jar for flavoring things so we don't have to bring tons of extra bottles. And so anyway, this is our dinner and we're gonna tuck in. Day 2 of the oatmeal bar.